for preaching in America, in various universities. I have preached science and spirituality. That's my job, basically, if you can call it like that. Go to students, universities. I have been just to Ann Arbor. Everybody knows Ann Arbor? Michigan, Detroit?
Yeah.
And I have presented a seminar there, Science Fails to Explain Life. There are seminars on genetics, machines and consciousness. All these, I went to scientific preaching. But of course, the end of all scientific preaching is Bhagavad Gita. That's, you have to come here, no? Otherwise, what's the point of doing anything? So, we also preach spirituality just like this house program. So I have been associated with ISKCON. You know ISKCON?
Yes.
Hare Krishna Society, everybody knows in India. Since last 20 years. And I have been preaching here. Previously professionally I was a doctor. I passed my BBS from Manipal. Everybody knows Manipal?
Yeah.
No. At that time people didn't know. KMC. So I passed from there, and then I worked in AIMS Hospital 1 year. Not exactly AIMS, but MAMC Maulana Azad Mental College. I practiced there in the hospital, and then I left and became the American language monk in Indian language sadhu. So that's this one. You also coming for first time?
Yes.
You also coming for first time today?
I'm sorry.
You're coming for the first time in this program? Okay, that's okay.
I request everyone to move a little forward so everyone can hear from.
Yeah, maybe males can but then you can't see me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I think this is fine.
This fine?
Yeah.
So,
this is fine.
my voice is going like it's
I
approaching.
think the
Yeah,
microphone
yeah.
is not working.
Yeah.
So okay, if it is my voice is huh? Okay. So I then took to this life of sadhu and for preaching because my family, I'm from Delhi, and my family everybody's a doctor. Mother, हिंदी जानते हो ना तुम?
Yeah.
अरे मैं इंग्लिश में बोल रहा हूँ.
Some people.
क्योंकि अमेरिका है. Some people. Yeah, America है, so I have to speak.
No, सबको
No,
आती है
like
English.
सबको आती है.
No, I think some people are from Tamil.
अच्छा yeah, you're right. South Indians. America is South Indians. Okay, so my mama, mami, chacha, auntie, everybody's doctor. And in Delhi, my mother has a hospital. So they wanted me to work in hospital, but somehow my brother, he's a surgeon in Boston. So they're happy. They have one kid. But the point is that I found that before we are doctors, engineers, we are humans. And as humans, we should learn how to lead a human life, no? And for there are certain laws. It's like medicine, you have laws. Engineering, you have some laws. Physics laws. Similarly, there are laws of life. And that is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So I thought we can preach this to people, we can share this knowledge so that people can also learn how to lead a good life. We should know how to lead life, no? Because if we do not know how to lead life, then the result is frustration, stress, unhappiness. That's what is happening now. All comforts, but mind is full of anxiety. So that is why I took to this life, and I've been preaching last 20 years. And I was doctor of this body, but now I'm doctor of soul, spiritual doctor. So what I want to do today is I want to discuss Bhagavad Gita with you all. How many of you read Bhagavad Gita?
I'm reading.
Good. How many know Bhagavad Gita? Everybody knows now. So few people have read Bhagavad Gita. And those who have read, they have also not read fully. So in this 40 minutes, I am going to discuss Bhagavad Gita with you all. Entire Bhagavad Gita in 40 minutes. Crash course. Crash course in Bhagavad Gita. Maybe you can say like that. So that you can read this book afterwards, come with devotees, discuss Bhagavad Gita, and you will find this is a book. This is not religious book. This is not Hindu, Christianity, Muslim. I'll tell you how many things are there in this Bhagavad Gita. This is a manual of life. This is a manual. You need manual for everything. Why not for your life? So I'll discuss now what is Bhagavad Gita and how it is related to our own life. Give you a glimpse. I can't speak everything. Okay. So, yes, she करती रहेगी. She'll keep on doing like that. I think her mother is there. Her mother? Huh?
Should I take her home?
No, she
Oh,
not.
but then you come.
Yeah.
No, if you are asking her mother,
She's at home.
she's at home. She didn't.
No, she's saying you can. So I'll take her home.
No, sit.
Yeah.
Just control.
Huh?
I don't know how to control.
No, they're asking you to control the other.
Okay, is this on?
Yes.
It's on. Because I can take afterwards. Okay, so let's start Bhagavad Gita. So we are discussing Bhagavad Gita as it is. How many chapters Bhagavad Gita has? 18 chapters. And how many verses? 700 verses. You might say, what's so big thing in this? 18 chapters, 700 verses. Every book has some chapters and some verses. But the point is, if you know about Vedas, our books of Sanatana Dharma, Vedas are very big. There's Rig Ved, Yajur Ved, Sam Ved, Athar Ved, Upanishads are there, and then you have Puranas, Itihas, Pancharatra, Ramayana, Mahabharata. If you take all of those, there are crores and crores of verses. For example, Rig Ved has 1 crore verse. What Rig Ved we have now? Much of the Rig Ved is lost. So 1 crore verses of Vedas. Mahabharata has some, I think, how many verses? 1 lakh verses. And Bhagavatam has 18,000 verses. Padma Purana has 25,000 verses. If you combine everything, it's like a shot to read all this knowledge. And after reading all that knowledge, then you will come to some conclusion. That is why Krishna came 5,000 years ago, and he summarized all that knowledge in 18 chapters and 700 verses. And that is why this book is special. And it is said that Sarva Upanishad Bhagavad 𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗪𝗔 And if you take out the essence of that is this book. So one option is you can read all Vedas, everything, become scholar, and then come to conclusion Krishna is God and the aim of life is to serve Him. Another option is simply read this book, one book, 18 chapters, 700 verses, and you got the conclusion Krishna is God and you have to serve Him, you have to devote your life to Him. Try to understand Him. Which option is better? What do you want to do? Of course, no. You have to read this book. Because if you want to read Vedas, first you have to learn Sanskrit. Because Vedic Sanskrit is different. So I learned Sanskrit. It took me around 13 years. To learn Sanskrit you need 12 years, minimum 12 years. If you want to read Vedas, normal Sanskrit you can learn. School Sanskrit. That's easy. But Vedic Sanskrit is different. 12 years Sanskrit. Who has got the time? In modern life nobody has time. You don't have even time to read one verse of Bhagavad Gita daily. No? So Krishna knew that this is going to happen. People have less time, less intelligence, Vedas are very complex, and then so many problems, first of all, in life. So Krishna summarized everything into 18 chapters, 700 verses. Now what is there in this book? Let's see. First chapter name is Observing the Armies. So Krishna is standing on battlefield. Arjuna is there. And Arjuna is asking some questions to Krishna. That's where Bhagavad Gita is spoken. Everybody knows Mahabharata. But in first chapter, there are three things happening. Arjuna doesn't want to fight. Krishna wants to fight. And third thing is, Bhagavad Gita starts with what? What is the first verse of Bhagavad Gita? Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, Samaveta, Utsava. It starts with Dhritarashtra speaking, and not Krishna and not Arjuna. You can imagine, if you imagine Bhagavad Gita as a movie, it starts with Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is a villain. He's a villain, no? It starts with a villain. So what do you say of a movie which starts with a villain? Dhritarashtra is speaking. What happened to my sons and to sons of Pandus? And he is interested to know whether my sons will be alive or Pandu's sons will be alive. Arjuna Yudhishthira. He is blind not only by his eyes but also blind by his mind and heart. He cannot see, he is attached to Duryodhana, and that's why he can't take proper decisions. So we have two questions in front of three questions. Why Gita starts with Dhritarashtra? Why not with Arjuna and Krishna speaking? And why Krishna wants to fight? And why Arjuna denies to fight? This is Gita. Gita is answer to these three questions. That's all. Finish. If you have answer to these three questions, you have answer to your life. If you don't have answer to these three questions, you don't have answer to life. So, what do you think? Why Arjuna denies to fight? What's the problem?
No.
Because they were his brothers, because that's his family, he doesn't want to work with the family.
At least externally it looks like that.
Yeah.
Because Arjuna says that they are my family, my brothers, Duryodhana, so many. My guru, Bhishma, he is there. And Dronacharya is there. So Arjuna says, how should I kill them? In history, it never happened that anybody killed his guru. It never happened. But Krishna, you asking me to kill my guru, so he was in a problem, no? It seems as if he is attached to his family and he doesn't want to fight with them. But the point which, if you read Gita properly, Prabhupada brings the point in the purport that actually Arjuna was a pure devotee of Lord. As a pure devotee, he was a gentleman. A devotee of God is a gentleman. No? He doesn't want to harm anybody. So main question was not his relatives. Main question was, he was worried, if these people die on battlefield, what will happen? They will lose the opportunity to serve Krishna. Prabhupada says in his purports, he was having compassion. He was having compassion in his heart. Devotees, when they see other people not understanding God, they know that they're wasting their life. Because if you don't understand God, you'll be born again in this material world. That's a rule. That's what Gita is all about. Jan mrityu jara vyadi dukkha doshanu. Darshanam. Krishna says we are bonded in this cycle of birth and death. This life you are human. Next life you can become dog. It can happen. America, so many people keep dogs. So why? Because if you keep dogs, if you keep cats, you can. I'm not saying you will, but whatever you think at the end of life, you'll become that. I'll come to this. Krishna says this law. And what you will think at the end of life? Do you know what you'll think?
Things we are attached to.
Yes. Things you are attached to. That you will think. Suppose you sleep in night. And you think, you imagine, okay, today in dreams I will dream of apple. Will you be able to do that? Will you control your sleep? No, as soon as you sleep, your mind starts working independently. And then your mind starts thinking of those things which you are attached to. Like in exam days, everybody has dreams, no? I'm writing exam. No? Almost everybody. And most of the time it happens, paper is not finishing and you keep on writing and the ink is finished. So why? Because entire day you are thinking of exams, you dream of exams. So whatever you think entire day, you dream the night. This is a sample given by Krishna to you to make you realize whatever you think entire life, you will think at the time of death. So Krishna is giving you hints. See, this is going to happen. So Arjuna is thinking, these people, Duryodhan and so many people, they never thought about Krishna. They were fighting with Krishna, all of them, no? They even tried to kill Bhima, Duryodhan and party. So, and they never served Krishna. So if they are going to die now, what will happen to them? They are going to hell. How to save them? He was worried because of that. And Prabhupada writes in the Purport all these things. Externally he was, by seeing his brothers, he was little attached. How should I kill other people? But internally he didn't want to kill them because he was thinking they'll lose the opportunity. Okay, this is the first question. And the next question is, that's where Arjuna is denying to fight. Everybody understood? He's not in our position. If suppose you were in position of Arjuna and your brothers, your father, and everybody whom you like, and Krishna says shoot, what do you do? Do you shoot? Anybody? Yes or no? No. But Krishna wants Arjuna to shoot. It's a dangerous position, no? It's a very difficult decision for Arjuna. And at the end of first chapter, Arjuna says, Krishna, I don't want to fight. First of all, they are my relatives, I am attached. But more important is, I don't want to kill them because they never served you. I am also attached to you and they are not attached to you. They are spoiling their life, they will go to hell. What to do? Arjuna is in a dilemma. But Krishna wants this fight to happen. Why? He wants to torture Arjuna? No, Arjuna, you have to shoot your parents. Well, Arjuna would have argued with Krishna. Prabhupada writes here in the purport. Arjuna argued with Krishna. Krishna, you are telling me to shoot arrows on Bhishma, who is my guru, who is like my parent. But have you shot arrows on your own guru? Who is Krishna's guru? Sandipini Muni. That's his guru. Krishna gave all respect to him. No? So Arjuna argued with Krishna. Krishna, you are telling me those things which nobody is, no human can do. Why you are after me? You can choose somebody else now. There are so many people. You should. I am going to forest. I can fight this fight. But Krishna was adamant to fight this war. Why? Any ideas? Why? Why Krishna wants to fight? Why he wants this fight to happen? Simple.
Restore balance.
Huh?
Restore balance.
Restore?
Balance.
What balance?
Good and evil.
Maybe okay. Yeah. It will refine your answer. You have heard that verse, everybody. Dharma sansthapanai arthaya sambhavami yoge paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya chudushkritam. Dharma sansthapanai arthaya sambhavami yoge. To establish religious principles and to destroy irreligion. He wants this power to happen. But this is external reason. Main reason is in first chapter in the purport Prabhupada mentions. I'll read for you what's the main reason. Main reason is, you see here, for Arjuna, Prabhupada is mentioning, as a natural devotee of Krishna, Arjuna did not like to retaliate. I explained, he's a devotee against the miscreant cousin and brothers. But it was Lord's plan that they should all be killed. Why? The devotee of Lord does not retaliate against wrongdoers, but Lord does not tolerate any mischief done to devotees by miscreants. The Lord can excuse a person on his own account, but he excuses no one who has done harm to his devotees. That is why Lord was determined to kill these miscreants, although Arjuna wanted to excuse them. Krishna wants to take revenge. That's God. So God takes revenge. Have you heard about it? There's a new concept now. We have seen God like this. all blessings, all merciful. He also takes revenge. You know why he takes revenge? Because he loves his devotees. Anybody who harms his devotees, he will punish them. Because that is love, no?
But he created everything, right?
That's okay. That's okay. If your child does some mischief, you punish them. No? So similarly, if there's a criminal, what do you do? All are subjects of king. Criminal is also subject. But the same king will say, hang this man. That man will say, I am your subject. You are maintaining me. No, you did wrong. You must be hanged. No? So king is like father to all the subjects. But still he will kill. Because that is for his benefit and benefit of others. So Krishna saw Duryodhan and all these people, they were always trying to harm Pandavas. No? You see, so Duryodhan wanted to poison. He poisoned Bhima. And he made that 𝗙𝗪𝗶𝗹𝗪, try to burn them. And Draupadi, Krishna never forgot Draupadi. All those things Krishna thought, fine, fine, okay. But they tried to disrobe Draupadi, and that moment Krishna decided, I'll kill them. I'll kill them. Even if Arjuna, you don't fight, this fight is going to happen, I'll kill them. Because devotees love Krishna and Krishna loves his devotees. And love means, you have heard that? Everything is fair in love and love means fight also, no? Without fight, what is love? Suppose I come and I abuse your relatives. You will fight with me, no? I have been like that. And if I come and abuse your relatives and you say, no problem, abuse more. I am very peaceful. Then that's not love. You can be peaceful, but that's not love. So this is Gita all about. Gita is trying to help us understand what is love. How much he loves his devotees, Krishna, and how much his devotees love him. And that's why this war is going to happen. That's the main reason. Krishna cannot tolerate any offense against his devotees. He protects his devotees. He always protects his devotees. Why he protects his devotees? Why is thinking of devotees? Because devotees are thinking of Krishna. Tit for tat. If you think of Krishna 1 second, he will think of you 1 second. 2 seconds, 2 seconds. Same. That's a law. 24 hours, he'll think about you. 24 hours, that's Pandavas. And then he can't tolerate. So he can take revenge. Krishna is most merciful and most cruel also. Prabhupada says, there's in Bhagavad Gita, it is said like that. He's most merciful, he helps people, he gives sunlight, air, water, everything. But in form of death, he'll snatch away everything. That is also God. Now when you may say, I don't want to die, but it's not in your control. You have to die. Whatever you are attached to, he will snatch everything if we don't serve. Okay, so that's first chapter. And the chapter's name is Observing the Armies. I will ask you the question afterwards. Why the chapter's name is Observing the Armies? Just keep in mind. It's a question for you, some puzzle. Observing the armies. Both armies, we are observing them. Okay, now the point is Arjuna denied. Krishna, I don't want to fight. Finish. So second chapter begins. Contents of Gita summarized. Now you know what? If anybody is in sorrow, and if you want to instruct them, they will not hear. You should not advise 4 people. Never advise. It is said in Dharma Shastras. Don't advise people who are lamenting. They will not be able to hear your advice. They are weeping now. Don't advise husband and wife. So he will add it to problem. It's their personal life. You can advise them. Don't advise a Brahmana, a sannyasi. You are not supposed to advise them. You have to listen to them. No? Or your teacher. And don't advise until you are asked.
What is it?
Until you are asked.
Oh, you are asked.
Don't advise. Don't advise until you are hired. That's the same. So in 4 conditions you should never advise. So the first plan of Krishna to make Arjuna fight, to convince that you should fight. First, he has to give him some instructions, but before giving him instructions, he has to get rid of him of his lamentation. No? He has to pacify him first of all. That's the first task. So that is why second chapter is contents of Gita summarized. Krishna gives Arjuna knowledge of soul. Krishna says, Arjuna, don't limit. Nobody is going to die here. No. It happens like that, no? If somebody dies in a family, relatives come, don't worry, everybody's soul. People say like that, no? Same thing Krishna is saying. That don't worry, everybody's soul. Nobody dies, everybody lives eternally, this body gets finished and people take another birth. So don't lament. He gives many reasons for not lamenting. And second chapter, Arjuna's lamentation is, he settled to hear Krishna's instructions, why he should fight. That is second chapter. Knowledge of soul. So if you get knowledge of soul, 50% anxieties are gone. Because you understand I am not this body. That's all information. Suppose for example, if you get a what is it? Some cut in your finger. Somebody cuts in your finger. You will feel sad, no? You can weep, no? There's a lot of pain. Now, if somebody tells you that a phone call comes, and the phone call comes that your house is on fire, and your family members are burned. Will you think about this finger? You will forget everything about this finger. And just 1 minute back, you were crying for this. So what happened? Why did you forget?
A bigger problem as well.
Because big problems are there, no? So that's the trick. If you have big problems, you forget about small problems. And that's what Krishna is telling. Krishna is telling Arjuna, your problems at bodily level are small problems. Small problem. Hunger, thirst, small, my bank account, my money, my this, he spoke to me something, they are acting like this, small petty things. It's like cut in the finger. But they are big problems. Big problem is your soul and you're in this body and you're trapped in this body. It's a big problem. But we don't realize that. We don't realize it, no? We are trapped. We don't think we are trapped, no? But this is a machine. If I kidnap you and if I put in your bag, no? People kidnap like that, no? They put in your bag, tie that bag. So what do? Your first task is to get out of that bag, no? If you are in a prison, in chains, and if I give you everything possible, TV, laptop, Mac computer, Apple 𝗙6, everything, will you be happy? Anybody? No. You are in chains. You will say, come on, don't give me anything but free me. That is called liberation. You have heard about that term, liberation, mukti. People think that it's a big term. It's not big term, it's simple. We were, just like people are chained in prison, we are chained in this body. This body is prison and we are chained. You know how we are chained? Where are the locks? Is there any lock? No lock. But there is lock. You know what is the lock?
Karma.
Okay, karma. Anything else? Attachments. We are attached to this body. And that is why we cannot understand we are not this body. But people who do devotion, people who chant, we were chanting Hare Krishna mantra, no? So in morning we get up and we meditate. We were singing now, but we chant on these beats. So saints used to chant on beats. What they were doing? When you chant God's name, then slowly you realize that you are trapped in this prison house. And then the desire to get release comes. So you want to get out of this prison house. And small problems become small. Big problems become small. They become just like cutting the finger. So you see, if a saint, he has cancer, no problem. But if a non-devotee has cancer, he's gone, he'll go mad. He'll go mad, practically he'll go mad. My God, what happened to me? But for saint, no problem, because he understands this is body. Okay, anyway, this will finish. My aim is to get liberated from this body. That's the aim of life. So Krishna gives this knowledge of soul. Arjuna immediately understands. His half hour anxieties are over. Now Krishna wants to give him instructions. Why you should fight Arjuna. Now third chapter is, anybody knows third chapter? What's the name of third chapter? Devotees?
Karma Yoga.
Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga. Third, you know what is Karma Yoga? Karma Yoga is not doing your job. First of all, you have to get out of this conception. Indians think, no, you are Bhakti Yogi, I am Karma Yogi. Many people say, I am doing my job nicely, not hurting anyone, not speaking lies. So I am a good man, so I am following it. No. Yoga means linking with God. You can answer me, no? I am going to say, I'll get bored if you don't know. It's not a monologue. It has to be a dialogue.
Karma Yoga, I think it is...
No, what is the meaning of yoga?
Yoga means connection.
Yeah. See? Connection with what? With girlfriend? Girlfriend, boyfriends?
God, Krishna.
Yeah, God. Linking with God. And karma means action. So karma yoga means using actions to link with God. Simple. If your actions are not helping you to link with God, that is not karma yoga. That is simple karma. That is karma. That is not karma yoga. You are doing karma. And if you are doing karma, then you are subjected to laws of karma. If you are doing karma, you are subjected to laws of karma. If you go on road, if you drive a car, you are subjected to laws of the traffic. If you are in home, and if you are driving your dummy car, you can do anything. Toy car. But there, you are subjected to laws. So if you are doing karma, you are subjected to laws of karma. If you are doing karma yoga, then you are not subjected to laws of karma, because that's different. That is actions for God. So Krishna says, Arjuna, you fight. You know why? Because fighting is action for whom? What happened to you? Answer.
Krishna God.
Arjuna is fighting for whom? Arjuna, for personally, he doesn't want to fight. But Krishna says this fight should happen. So Krishna says, Arjuna, fight on my order. You don't want to fight, no problems. But the problem is, your plans are not perfect. That's the problem. The world doesn't revolve according to your plans. They revolve according to my plans. So you don't want to fight? Okay, no problem. But if you don't want to fight, you will be doing karma. Karma means your own actions, by your own plans, no? And karma yoga means actions for Krishna, actions according to plans of Krishna. This is difference between karma and karma yoga. Most of the people, 99.9% people are doing what? Karma. They are doing actions by their own understanding, by their own plan. And that is why they are subjected to laws of karma. And if you are subjected to laws of karma, you are going to come back again in this material world, going to take another body. Whatever you are attached, you will become that.
How do you know what to do in karma yoga?
Yeah, that's a good question. It will come. Good question. All these things are... See, question is coming now, no?
Yeah.
It's good. If you read Gita, inquiries will come. If you don't have any knowledge, no inquiries. No questions. See? So it's a good thing you're understanding my lecture. Good sign. So yeah, so karma is actions according to your own plans. Karma yoga is actions according to plans of God. And God's plan is fight. So Krishna told, do karma yoga. No karma. If you do karma yoga, no laws of karma, you are not going to come back in this material world. Because if you fulfill plans of Krishna, you will become attached to him. No. It is normal. Whosever plans you fulfill, to that person you will become attached. No. Just like for our children, we spend our entire life, we plan for them, no? They become doctor, engineer, so they become attached to them. So, but if we follow plans of Krishna, then we become attached to that. Simple. So Karma Yoga is the third chapter. Krishna says, yes, actions from yoga. So now Arjuna gets 1 point, no? Some understanding is coming. Why should he fight? Now he understands, yes, my plans are not that important. Krishna's plans are important. Even though I don't understand the logic behind Krishna's plan, and he's God, he has got to have some logic. So let me fight, leaving all my attachment, sadness, limitation, forget all that. Things should happen. That is karma. Now, the fourth chapter is Jnana Yoga. Without knowledge, actions are useless. No? Is it? Without understanding what you are doing, what's the point of doing it? That is superstition. So that is why most of the religious institutions have, people say no, they are superstitious, mythology. Some people become fanatics. They don't know what they are doing. All the terrorists, ISIS and all those. I mean, Quran is a good book. If anybody has read Quran, I have read Quran. It's talking about peace, surrender. Islam means surrender. You know, this is what Islam word means, surrender. Gita's whole topic is surrender. Same Gita, exactly same. But people who are ISIS, these people, they don't understand what they are doing, why they are reading Quran, so they are now become terrorists. No? So that's why Krishna says, it's like 4th chapter is Jnana Yoga, take knowledge. If you don't take knowledge, you will become mechanical, fanatic, and you will keep on doing something without any understanding. Just like in India it happens now. People keep on going to temple, some arti, Om Jai Jagadish Hare, Jo Pave Pal. You sing that? What was that song? Jo Pave Pal Pave.
Jo Dhyave.
Jo Dhyave. Dukh bin ko har ka. What's that? My mother used to sing. So that's all ritual. We have to understand what we are doing. No? It's not, we finish something, okay, over, my puja is over. Diwali is going to come now?
Yes.
While many people worship Ganesh, Lakshmi. So my parents were asking me, okay, we have got Ganesh, Lakshmi. I told them, that's good. You have to do worship, but you know what you are doing, why you are doing. So they told, oh no, you have to do, everybody is doing. That's blind faith. Now why do you want to follow blind faith? So I asked them one question. You know what's the relationship between Ganesh and Lakshmi? What's the relationship? No relationship. Ganesha is son of Shiva. Lakshmi is wife on her hand. What they are doing together? Why they are together? And so this worship was started 300 years ago. And it's a speculation. That's all. You know why people started? These Pandits, no? Pandit. They started this worship. Because people used to come to them. So we want money. Okay, so for money you worship Lakshmi. But if there are obstacles, then you keep with him, with her Ganesh. So Ganesh will get rid of all obstacles. And then you worship Lakshmi. And that all. That's what the speculation was. But it's not right. You don't know why you are doing. If you have to worship, you worship Lakshmi Narayan. If you want to worship, then you worship Ganesh, Parvati and Shiva. That makes sense. There is no procedure in entire scriptures where you worship Ganesh, Lakshmi. It's just like America Halloween. Who knows? God knows why they are doing. Nobody knows why they are doing Halloween. They have just made a party like that. It was started by Christianity and there was a purpose behind that. On that day all evils, evil spirits come. So on that day, according to Orthodox Christians, you have to fast and you don't eat meat on that day. You worship Christ like that. But I don't think so. These Americans, they will know why they are celebrating that. Nobody knows. So then it doesn't make sense, no? You're wasting time. So that's why 4th chapter is Jnana Yoga. So Jnana Yoga means Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga means what? Now you understand Jnana Yoga. Connect. Yoga means link. Jnana means knowledge. So just like Karma Yoga means linking actions with God, doing actions for God, Jnana Yoga means knowledge, taking knowledge to understand God, linking knowledge with God. That's Jnana Yoga, simple. So you are doing actions for God, now you are trying to understand why you are doing. Karma Yoga will tell you how to do, what to do. Jnana Yoga will tell you why to do. Complete. So Krishna says fight. That's my plan. Okay, Karma Yoga. Arjuna says I want to fight. Why should I fight? Jnana Yoga. Simple. So Jnana Yoga is not something different. Karma Yoga is different. Bhakti Yoga. People say choose one. Either Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. One saint I met in Rishikesh. I asked him, okay, you have read Gita? Yeah, I have read. So he says, in morning I do Jnana Yoga, in afternoon I do Karma Yoga, in evening I do. There's no link, no. There's no link. This is a link. So the fourth is Jnana Yoga. Okay. Now Arjuna understood, why should I fight? Why should I fulfill plans of God? That's the question. Why, Krishna, you're asking me to fulfill your plans, your desire to fight? Okay, I'm ready. But why? 4th chapter is answering this question. Why should we fulfill plans of God? Why should we fulfill our own plans? Why? And 4th chapter Krishna says, if you try to fulfill your own desires, entire life, own plans, you will end up in mysteries. Because your plans are definitely will be defective. No? We are defective, no? We don't know our future. Just like child, he will ask his mother, give me toffee. So parents will say, no, we will not give you chocolate, you will get worms. According to his planning, eating chocolate is good. But parents know you. What's the point? Child will say, I want video game. Parents will say, study. They know it's good for him, no? So, we are like child, no? We plan our life according to our own plans. Krishna says, don't do that. I am your father, I know what is good for you. If you do that, you will mess up your life. And then, once time is gone, it's gone. You can rewind video, but you can't rewind the tape of your life. That you can't do, it's gone. So Krishna says, Jnana Yoga. Okay, why should we fulfill plans of Krishna? Krishna, if you fulfill my plans, you'll be happy. I know your future. So what I'll tell you, that will be the perfect, but you don't know yourself. And then 5th chapter Krishna tells to Arjuna, 5th chapter is action in Krishna consciousness. Krishna says, Arjun, fuse both Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Fuse them. Do actions with knowledge. Some people will try to understand God. Other people will try to serve. Those who serve Him, don't try to understand what He wants. Why to serve? Those who try to understand Him, do not serve Him. They keep on reading all day. So Krishna says, no. Understand what to do, how to do, why to, and do it. Execute. So I am saying, fight, do that, understand, and that finish. That makes sense, no? Makes sense. So Krishna's plan for Arjuna is to fight. What is His plan for us? For us it is fighting? No, we are not in that situation. So that is why Krishna begins 6th chapter and 7th chapter. 6th chapter is, anyway, before that 6th chapter, what's the name of 6th chapter? Dhyana Yoga. Krishna says, whatever you do with attention. If you want to serve me, if you want to understand what I am, you have to be attentive. You can't be careless. So some kind of focus is required. So that is why we do devotion. We get up in morning, we chant our rounds, spend a morning time for God, no? So that increases the focus and attention. And then that is good. Okay, one hour you spend entire day, 1 hour in the morning when you are fresh for God. That is Dhyana Yoga. Simple. Yoga means linking, Dhyana means meditation, concentration. So you are linking your meditation with God. So morning you are getting up, you are meditating. Chanting His holy names, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Meditating on His names, meditating on His purpose, meditating what He wants to tell us. All those things we meditate and then we advance. That is Dhyana.
Why does everyone say to pray in the morning, not in the afternoon?
Because morning time concentration is good. See, by afternoon, your mind is full of food, children, husband, phones, Facebook, WhatsApp, so many things. So by morning it's good, no? Entire sleep will delete your... Sleep is a deleting system, no? It will reboot your system. So before you put all that, whatever you want to put in your mind, first thing is God. It's clean, no? So it will sink. It will sink in your mind. Then, and whole day you will be happy. Whole day you will keep on thinking of God. Because first you have thought about God. So that's very scientific. It's nothing to do with with something religious things. That is Jnana Yoga, no? Why? Now you understand why. Otherwise people say get up in the morning, go to temple, come back. I don't want to do it in the morning. Actually nowadays, people jog in the evening. You see? They do jogging in America also, in India also. They come in evening, 6, 7 o'clock, PT shoes and jogging. So, is there any good for jogging in the evening? It's more harmful. But they don't have time. Why it's harmful? You know why? Because if you jog in the evening, then what happens? You take in air, and by the evening all air is polluted, carbon dioxide. Your breathing has increased and you are taking more carbon dioxide. Your lungs are becoming more polluted. Your muscles might become active, but your lungs are becoming polluted. You're more prone to cancer. So morning you have to jog, because morning air is fresh. The idea is fresh air. The idea is not muscle is becoming active. That's not the idea. That you can always come in your machine and that machine is a treadmill. For making muscles active, that is okay. But jogging has no scientific reason in the evening. So you understand. So that's the idea in the morning. Mind is fresh. Okay, let's engage that in service of God. An entire day that God devotion that will shield you. You remember God. In back of mind, God will be there. But if you do in the afternoon, then back of mind, all other things are there. And then God will come and slip out of mind. So it's not a good thing. Everybody used to get up in the morning and do in the morning. That's a system. Okay, that's Jnana Yoga. And then comes 7th chapter. Now what is plan of Krishna for us? For Arjuna it's fighting. But for us it is, Krishna says Arjuna for it is fighting, but for ordinary people, after you, plan is not to fight. I'm not going to make you terrorist. Kill everybody. That's not the idea. My plan for everybody is to surrender to me, is to chant my holy names. That's what Krishna says. 𝗙𝗶𝗹𝗪𝗀𝗀𝗀 𝗪𝗲𝗪 𝗪𝗲𝗪. Anybody who is always chanting my holy names, we chant holy names, Hare Krishna, and try to read Gita, try to understand me. That is my plan for other people. That's all. Spend your time to understand me and to serve. That's plan for all of us. That's 7th chapter, knowledge of absolute truth. When you serve Krishna, what is recommended by scriptures? How do you serve God? For Arjuna it is fight, for us it is chanting of holy names. Yeah, that's how you serve him. Arjuna is engaging his hands in service of Krishna, shooting arrows. We are engaging our tongue. We can't engage our hands. We can't keep on breathing. So we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. We engage our tongue and ears in service of God. That's how you begin service. That is 7th chapter all about. So when you serve Krishna and when you try to understand what he wants, then you come to 7th chapter, knowledge of absolute truth. Then we will want to know who is God. The person who I am serving, who is he? How he talks, how he walks. You want to know him, no? You want to know your friend. You want to know everything about your friend. So we want to know, then the desire to know God will come. Now we have desire to know this material world. We want to know so many things in material world, no? How this thing is there, how this thing, how you can know, no problem. But there is no desire to know God. So whenever we come to temple, some puja, okay, good. Worship and desire is different. No? There is difference, no? Desire. So 7th chapter is all about knowing God. As you chant His holy name, as you associate with His devotees, as you read Bhagavad Gita, one day will come, you will have a desire. Who is Krishna? Let me know something more about Him. Where He lives, how He talks, why He comes here, why so many people cannot understand Him, what's so special about Him. That's 7th chapter, knowledge of absolute truth. And when that desire comes to know Him, then automatically try to know Him. You will go to devotees, you will ask them, no? Then we don't have to call you in this program, you will yourself come. So when is the next program? Otherwise you have to call, please come, please come, please come. Why you want to call? Because lack of desire to know God. I mean to say there are so many malls. Malls call you? No mall. Best Buy, Target. They don't call you. No, they don't have a mailing list. Please come. Everybody goes. Because we have desire to buy things. No? So wherever you have desire, there you will go. So we have desire to understand God, you will go to His devotees. Because these devotees can explain. Just like I am explaining you. So if you would have bought this Gita before, you would not have understood any damn thing. I am 100% sure. You will say, what is happening? It's so complex. That's why many people do not read Bhagavad Gita. It's so complex. But after I'll explain it will become like no problems. Then now you read no problems. So once desire to understand God arises, you go to devotees. Then you search, okay, where is a program I want to attend? And then 8th chapter is, anybody knows? Name of 8th chapter. Attaining the Supreme, when the desire to know God comes and the desire becomes very intense, then another desire will come. I want to attain God. I want to meet Him. Is it? You want to meet Him. How many people want to meet God? How many? Okay. Some people. Yeah. You want to meet God. But sometimes you want to meet, sometimes you don't want. No? Sometimes you forget. We forget entirely. While sleep, we will forget not only God but ourselves. We are like fully dead. 8 hours, it's finished. So it happens. No? Sometimes you want to meet somebody else, sometimes somebody else. But 8th chapter is 24 hours. A devotee will have just one desire. When will I meet Krishna? When that day will come? He will be doing all his things, no problem. Just like in India, whenever there is cricket match, so people are doing everything, but there is just one desire. When we will open television and see what's the score. That's there in their mind. And they find out time and open, in office they open television, come on television, score. Just one desire. No? They are doing everything, nothing stops. But the desire is there. Or boyfriend, girlfriend, The boyfriend will be working in company, everything, but he has just one desire. When will I meet my boyfriend? The back of mind. So that is what is 8th chapter. When we will know God with devotees, we will have a desire to meet Him. 24 hours your heart will have a desire. When will I meet God? You're doing a job, no problem. But as soon as you come from a job, you'll open Gita and read, okay, who is Krishna? You want to meet Him, no? You want to know more about Him. So that's 8th chapter. And then 9th chapter is, what's the 9th chapter? Most confidential knowledge. So if you have desire to attain Him, you have to follow a process. To meet somebody, there's a process, no? You want to meet you might have desire to meet Prime Minister, but there's a process. You can't just walk in his home. So that's 9th chapter. Most confidential knowledge. That's most confidential. You develop a desire to attain Him, but how to meet Him? Krishna gives a process. And the best process is, if you want to fulfill your desire to meet Him, what's the process? 9th chapter, devotion. Here comes devotion. Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga and Bhakti Yoga. So Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, we started with Karma Yoga, went to Jnana Yoga, what to do, how to do, why to do. Dhyana Yoga, focus, and when you do it properly, then you come to platform of Bhakti Yoga. Now there's a process when you can fulfill your desires, and that process is simple. 3 things you have to do, that's all. Just 3 things. You have to chant His holy names. Chanting, according to how scripture says. Read His Gita, knowledge. And 3rd is associate with His devotees. Simple. It's not a big thing. No? Is Krishna asking you to go to mountains? Leave everything, go to mountains. Previously it was like that. No? You want to understand God, leave your house. You've seen pictures, no? come with me and come to mountains and meditate. No eating, no sleeping, meditate. But Krishna gives a very practical process for this age. No problem, wherever you are, don't worry about that. Anyway, you can't leave. First of all, even if I ask you to leave, you will not leave. Krishna knows. So, he says, no problem, sit. Do just these three things. Associate with devotees. Wherever there is program, go to devotees. Make them friends. Anyway, you will have friends now. Either you make devotees your friends or you make non-devotees your friends. और एक हिंदी में saying है जैसा संग वैसा वैसा रंग. Man is known by his company. You will become with whatever surroundings you have, you will become that. So if you have company of people who are always thinking nonsense, talking nonsense, you will become nonsense. No? People have nothing worthwhile to talk. They are wasting their time, no? We were talking sports, serials, and then fault finding, no? उसने ऐसा किया, उसने ऐसा किया, उसने ऐसा किया, उसने fault. This is all superficial things. Then you will become nonsense. So you have to be with devotees who have knowledge of God. Knowledge of God will make your consciousness deep. Will give you thoughts to think, something worthwhile in life. No, so if you have nonsense in your mind, you will produce nonsense. No? That's it. Garbage in ourselves, we will produce garbage, and then we will fight. And that's why so many divorces. There are divorces now. Rates of divorce are increasing like anything. In India, in America, even nobody marries first of all. There's no concept of divorce. So that because people cannot live together, that's the biggest problem of this age. Relationship problems, no? AIDS have become very small problem. Hepatitis B small, cancer small. Biggest problem is relationship problems. People cannot keep their relationships because they fight. Why fight? Because in the center of their lives is not God. It's all garbage. So, three things. Simple, it's very simple. And it's nice, no? Is it boring to understand? No. Not at all, no? It's nice. And then you will have nice prasad also, food. And then kirtans we have. We would have got kirtans, if we would have got more musicians, we would have been also nice. So it's a very happy process. You're happy, and in this life you're happy, and then the next life you're happy. It's good business now. But if you don't understand God, if you don't follow Him, in this life you are frustrated. In the next life, who knows what is going to happen. Risky business. So that is why Krishna names this chapter as most confidential knowledge. It is most confidential. People cannot understand this. There is nobody to tell them. Is it? If suppose people who have come for first time here, if you would not have come here, suppose today, due to some reason, but they lost the opportunity to understand all these things, no? Is it? So everybody doesn't have the fortune to hear Bhagavad Gita. People can buy Gita, but to hear this from a saint, it's not easy. After many lives, you get an opportunity to hear. But sometimes it happens, we hear, we don't give so much attention, then we go back, we don't make future action plans, how to proceed, now what to do. I have heard this, now how to apply this in my life. Then we lose opportunity, and the next life again, maybe next life again you are born as humans, maybe again you come to America, and there is some small program like this. You went attend this program, and again you forget. And the next life, this happens. Why you are in this program today? Why many people are not there? You might have invited other people also, no?
Right.
I know. But many didn't come, some came. Why? Why? Last life you might have done something. Last life probably you might have attended one program like that. But you didn't pursue. You didn't pursue then. It's nice, okay, but then you forgot. You got entangled in your own stuff, whatever you were doing. So Krishna gave you another chance. He's giving you another chance. Okay, take one more chance. Here, If you understand, good. If you don't understand, I can't do anything. Next life. So many people who didn't come, they might not have done anything in their previous lives. So you have done something consciously or unconsciously. You came in association with some devotee, some kirtan or something, you came in association. And that's how this opportunity is given. Everybody is not given opportunity. Everybody is not fortunate to hear knowledge of God. Everybody is not fortunate to be killed by God. For that also you need fortune. That is why in Mahabharata, Arjuna's main point of worry was that these people will die and they will not attain God. That's what he was tensed. After hearing Gita, Arjuna knew anybody who is killed by God in front of God, he will get liberation. Because presence of God is auspicious. So he thought, okay Krishna, I'll fight. I'll kill them. Because he knows after they are dead, they are getting liberated. Krishna is there. So his problem is solved. That's how. This is most confidential knowledge. And then almost it's finished. 10th chapter is, what is 10th chapter? When you do devotion to him, when you chant his names, read his Gita, associate with devotees, you know what happens? Then you want to know about him more. You develop love for him. Then 10th chapter is opulence of the absolute. You want to know his power, how powerful he is. And 11th chapter is Krishna shows his power, universal form. You have seen Virat Rupa. So Arjuna says, Krishna, you are powerful, but can you show me? Are you just speaking? Krishna told, okay, I can show you. So he shows his universal form. He shows that Shiva, there's so many Shiva, so many Brahma, so many Durga, but Krishna is one. Krishna is God. Other are demigods. That is Bhagavad Gita. So there are many Shivas. You know, once it is said in scriptures, when Dwarka Krishna was there, and Shiva and Brahma and Indra, they came to meet Krishna. Dwarka. So then the watchman, he told Brahma has come. Krishna told, okay, put a bench there, ask him to sit. So they put a bench. Brahma was thinking, my God, I am Brahma. And I am sitting on a bench. Then he was thinking, this watchman has gone mad, you know. This Prabhupada explains in Nectar of Devotion, by the way. It's all there in Prabhupada books. So, from one of the scriptures he quotes. So then Indra comes, and then news came, Indra came. So Krishna told, put another bench. Then Shiva comes, and Krishna said, okay, put another bench, let them sit. I'm busy. So then they were going mad. They were thinking, I'm Brahma, I'm Shiva, and Indra, what's happening here? I'm just sitting outside like a watchman. It's crazy. So then Brahma calls that watchman. He says, you go and tell Krishna, I'm Brahma. So then watchman, he can't do anything, no? So he went and he told Krishna, Brahma has come. So Krishna told him, okay, go and ask him which Brahma. And then watchman goes and asks, which Brahma you are? Brahma was shocked. What is this question? I'm Brahma, I can't understand anything. Which Brahma? What is this? And then the same question was Shiva. Which Shiva? All of them were confused. Then Krishna came, and the first question they wanted to ask is, what was the question? The question was not that why they came to meet him. The question was, why did you tell which Brahma, which Shiva, which Indra, what's happening? You know, we are the only people. Krishna told, okay, no problem. Then Krishna meditated and he called all Brahmas. There are so many universes, so many Brahmas. We have universe, one Brahma. So many Brahmas, so many Shivas. In every universe we have Brahma, Shiva and Indra. But Krishna is one. He called all of them, and then they came to know we are nothing. We are nothing. So that is universal form. Krishna showed, I am God. There is nothing superior to me, nothing equal to me. If you read Bhagavad Gita, again this theme is coming. Matta parataram nanyat kinchit asti dhananjaya. Krishna speaks in the last verse of this chapter. Arjuna, matta parataram nanyat, there is nothing superior to me. Nothing even equal to me. Everybody is inferior to me. Shiva, Brahma, Durga, that is why worship Krishna. You see, people do not know even who is God. In Hinduism, people think it's polytheism, no? So Christians come, they condescend our religion, we believe in so many gods. No, we don't believe in so many gods. Shiva, Brahma, Durga, they're all devotees of Krishna. Shiva, he chants, no? You have seen he chants? He has beads, no?
Yeah.
What is he doing with beads? He is chanting something, no? What is chanting? Any guess?
Lord Vishnu.
Rama Rama Rameti Mano Ramai Ramo Rame Parvati asks Shiva, what are you chanting? Shiva says in Mahabharata, Vishnu Sahasranam, Rama Rama Rameti, I chant Ram, 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 Ram. Ram and Krishna are then, no? That we all know. They're just same person, different roles, that's all. Incarnations. Shiva told I chant Ram. So Brahma is also, if you see photograph, he is chanting. So they are not God. They are all devotees, great devotees of God. They are not small people. Extremely great devotees. So when we go to Shiva, we ask him blessings so that we can understand Krishna. When we go to Brahma, Durga Devi, we ask their blessings. Please help us to become devotees of Krishna. That is perfect system because they are also devotees. They are big devotees. So that is 11th chapter, universal form. And then 12th chapter comes. 12th chapter is devotional service. In 10th chapter, Krishna told his power. In 12th chapter, Krishna told his sweetness. A person has both, no? Power and sweetness. A person is Prime Minister. Okay, he's very powerful. In home, he's a sweet person. He's not Prime Minister. So every person has two lives. One is life of power, life of sweetness. So Krishna tells about him both, everything about him, his sweetness, his personal life. And then Gita is finished. It's finished. Finished. We know everything about God. His sweetness, his power, how to serve him, what to do, what is his desire. Finished? No? Then what is there in other chapters? 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. It seems it is finished now.
He tells about universe, different
Material
qualities
nature.
of the material.
13th chapter is nature, enjoyer and consciousness. The problem is, even after hearing all the things, when you will chant, your mind will go ahead and there. You can't fix. There are obstacles on the path of devotion. It's not always easy. No? You want to do, but you will not be able to do it. So there are two obstacles. One is internal, one is external. When you try to understand God, approach God, there will be two obstacles, and you have to what can you say? The two hindrances, and you have to overcome them. So that is 13th chapter and 14th chapter. 2 chapters, 2 obstacles. The name of 13th chapter is nature, enjoyer and consciousness. The first obstacle is within you. Your own mind. You are yourself a big enemy for yourself. This is secret. You think he's enemy. No, the greatest harm if anybody can do to you is you yourself. The secret. If you tell to your neighbor, he says, what the hell you are talking? You're gone mad? I'll do harm to myself? No, that's a problem. That is 13th chapter. The more confidential knowledge. Krishna says, we want to enjoy this world. The mind wants to enjoy. That's an obstacle. Don't try to enjoy this world. If you want to be happy with me. Don't try to be happy without me. Is it? It happens, in this material world. Suppose if you have one girlfriend, boyfriend, and they love each other, and the boyfriend makes some other girlfriend, and if she loves him very much, you know what she will do? What she will do?
Leave him.
You don't see movies? No, if she is very attached to him,
Kill him.
she'll kill him. She'll first kill him and shoot herself. Because she'll not be able to tolerate, that he's with some other person. So that is the same problem. We are the same problem with the mind. We want to enjoy without Krishna. You want to enjoy without Krishna? So you know what happens? Krishna has one energy, Maya, illusory energy. Krishna loves us so much, he loves us so much, he cannot tolerate that we love somebody else. So what he does? What he does? He kills. Death. That's why we die. You can't tolerate. Bible, why should you tolerate? I love you so much. Krishna loves us so much. And you're loving somebody else. You can't tolerate that. So he says, okay, if you don't love me, die. Until unless you don't love me, you will not be happy. That is 13th chapter. Problem with our mind is we want to be. Krishna is not saying don't be happy. Be happy with me. You will experience more happiness. There is no happiness there. There is disturbance. So if you go to a party, DJ, you know DJ? A dance party. It's enjoyable, but the next day is hangover. No? Headache. So much problem. So that enjoyment will lead to headache. But enjoyment with Krishna will lead to peace and satisfaction. In that enjoyment there is no peace and satisfaction, there is disturbance. But in this enjoyment there is peace and satisfaction. Do you agree? Krishna says in Gita, Kuta Shanti Kuta Sukha. So that is 13th chapter. Is peace and satisfaction. If you ask anybody on this planet, are you happy? They'll say, Disney World, this. Are you satisfied? No. Nobody is going to answer, I'm satisfied. I'm not satisfied. Are you peaceful? No. So there's a difference. In that happiness, there is no peace satisfaction. In this happiness, there is peace and satisfaction. So that is 13th chapter. Internal obstacle. You don't want to be with Krishna. And 14th chapter is external obstacle. External obstacle is our own friends, our relatives. They will say, oh yeah, you went to that program, you would have gone to movie, you messed up our program, why did you do that? Happens, no, society. They will say what you are doing, what you are chanting, devotion, this is for old people, it's time to enjoy it. Let's enjoy. So that's external obstacle. There are two obstacles, internal and external. So 14th chapter, the name of 14th chapter is 3 modes of material nature. Material nature will try to stop you. Mode of ignorance. You have heard this Tamogun, Rajogun, Satogun. Have you heard of this? Mode of ignorance, mode of passion, mode of goodness. These things will try to stop you. People, objects, television will call you, come to me. Krishna is calling you, come to me, but the power of television is so great, you will go to television. They attract, no? Things will attract you. If you start devotion, things will attract you more. Temptation. That's the idea. So that's external obstacle. There's so many temptations all around us. So they'll call you, come, let's enjoy. So that's external. So these 2 obstacles you have to overcome. How to overcome these 2 obstacles? Do you have power to do that?
Way to Krishna.
Yes, that is 15th chapter. What is 15th chapter's name? The Yoga of the Supreme. So Krishna tells in 15th chapter, always pray to me. More than that, remain with my devotees. You need protection, no? We need devotees to protect us. Is it? You're like child, no? On this path, we are beginning. So we have to be with devotees. That's 15th chapter, Yoga of the Supreme. Be with my devotees. Pray to me. And follow what I am saying as it is. Then you will be happy. 15th. And then, when you are doing devotion nicely, you should also know you are advancing. It's science, no? You should have symptoms. We are doing something and God knows what's happening. I'm advancing or not advancing, what is happening. It's 20 years in devotion and I'm chanting and nothing is happening. Then it's frustrating, no? You should know. So 16, 17 chapters, 2 chapters, 2 signs of advancement. How do you know you're advancing? So many people in India, they are doing puja, ting, 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 and same, no? That is why at one point of time I became atheist, you know. My grandmother, she is doing some puja and then shouting and then doing all kind of, all same person, this is nonsense. The definition of religion according to Gita is 𝗙𝗲𝗹𝗶𝗹. Religion should help you to change your nature. That is Very nice definition of bhakti. Is it sectarian? Krishna doesn't say it is Hindu Muslim. Krishna says any religious practice will help you to change your nature. If it doesn't help you change your nature, bogus. It's just following process. That's all. So 2 chapters, 2 symptoms. Now what is 16th chapter? What's the name? Divine and demoniac. So when you do devotion to Krishna, all good qualities will come, bad qualities will. Your nature changes, that should happen. If you are doing devotion, same angry person, same thing, why am I in temple? What's the point? So all good qualities will come. Ahimsa, Satyam, Saucham, Tapa, Arjavam is list in 16th chapter, starting. What are good, what is bad. So you can check list, okay, these good qualities are coming in. So all good qualities will automatically come to you. Because Krishna is all good, you connect to all good, you get all good qualities. This is 16th chapter. And the 17th chapter is divisions of faith. Shraddha Traya Vibhag, that's Sanskrit. Your faith will increase in God. Naturally, no? That's another sign. Your faith will increase. Your faith will increase means, we were reading in morning, when faith increases, your knowledge about God increases. Is it? My faith in God is increasing, but I don't know anything about it. That makes no sense. Your faith increases, your knowledge about God increases. When your faith increases, your service increases to God. So that your faith increases. These 2 things should happen. You get good qualities and your faith will increase and mature, become strong. Then anybody will tell you, this is all nonsense. Then you can prove to him this is not nonsense. Your life is nonsense. So if anybody will tell you that I am happy in my life, you are happy, in life, okay, good. We don't say that. We don't say we are happy, you are not happy. Our proposal is that. Because we know that your happiness doesn't have peace and satisfaction. And you also know this. Is it? Is that meant? So that is 17th chapter. Your faith now is based on knowledge. Nobody can confuse you. That is 17th chapter. And then 18th chapter, last chapter. Last chapter is final verse, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mamekam Sharanam. Krishna says, don't worry Arjun, whatever I have explained you, just follow this. There might be many people saying many things. You might have some fear, if I do all these things I'll become sannyasi. People have this fear. I'll leave everything, what will happen? No, nothing is going to happen. Is it? Does my face look something special? No, nothing. I'm same person. All devotees, it's all the same. So just have tilak. But tilak is nice, no? Tilak is so nice. If you have this tilak on your forehead, it is said in scriptures. Even demigods come to worship. They see, you look beautiful. Tilak. Without tilak, scripture says any person who doesn't have tilak on his forehead, his body is a crematorium. You understand crematorium? Shamshan Ghat. It's dead. There's no life. This means lotus feet of God. This feet of God, this 𝗙𝗪𝗓𝗪. So it signifies that our life is surrendered to God. That's why we put. So when we do chanting and all, we put this. There's a significance to this. So Krishna says, don't fear. Mahasuja, don't fear. You come to me, I'll protect you. I will help you to overcome all obstacles. Mind obstacles by mind, obstacles by people. I'll give you faith, I'll give you strength. I'll give you all knowledge. You will be able to argue with anybody. And that's all finish. That's Bhagavad all about 18 chapters. Yeah, it was a crash course. 1 hour, 12 minutes. 1 hour, 12 minutes. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So, any questions?
Can you,
You want to ask?
Me?
No, okay.
can you speak something about Om?
Om? Yeah, this is a nice question. Krishna says, all your answers are in this book. 100%. So Krishna says in 10th chapter, Om iti ekaksharam brahma. Krishna says, Om is my official name. Aksharam Brahma. Whenever, if you go to office of Krishna, Krishna's name is Par-Brahma. You have heard in scriptures? Brahman, Par-Brahman. Okay, no problem. So that is official name, Om. Krishna is his personal name. So now, if you want to worship him officially, you can chant Om. But if you want to worship him with love, then what do you say? Krishna. You don't say official name. That is love. So that is why we chant Hare Krishna, because it is path of love. You want to develop love for him. You don't want to have official relationship with him. You have no satisfaction. So there is no difference. Om and Krishna are both names of God. No difference at all. But the results are different. If you chant Om, you develop an official relationship with God. Krishna is God, you are down, he is up. But there is a problem with official relationship. You know what's the problem? Problem with official relationship is if you do some mistake, then you get fine, punishment. Official, it goes like that. Some mistake, punishment. So that's a tough path. That is 12th chapter. Same way question Arjuna asked, Krishna, what is the difference between Om and Krishna? So Krishna says that is a path. It is recommended by scriptures. People chant Om but difficult because your smallest mistake will be accounted. There is office. But when there is love, you can do 1,000 mistakes. No account. No problem, no love, no problem. So that's easy. Path of devotion is easy. That is why we chant Hare Krishna. We don't chant Om. Om is, it needs a lot of rules and regulations, a lot of practice. It's not easy to do. But it is mentioned in scriptures. It is not unscriptural thing, but probably not practical for all of us.
I have a question actually. In Gita somewhere, I don't know the exact sloka, but Sri Krishna tells that all other people who were praying to God, praying to me in different form or formless or different, they are offering to me, but it comes in a different way to me only.
Yeah, Krishna says that in 6th and 7th chapter, he says, however a person surrenders to me, and ultimately he comes to me. Manush Vartaman Parteshu. That's the verse. The point is, Krishna is saying in that verse that if you worship me according to scriptures, any path according to scriptures, that will lead to me. But any path leaving scriptures, mental speculation, then that will not lead.
Mental
Speculation. By our own, we make path by our own mind, no? All these pundits and anything you do. This is the Ganesh Lakshmi. No result. You can do. But if you worship according to scripture Lakshmi Narayan, then there is result. So scriptural path will help you to understand Krishna. But then among scriptures there are different paths. I told you Om and Krishna. But what is happening today is people are making their own ideas and then saying you follow any path and you will attain God. That is bad. That is wrong. That is wrong. Concoction.
Yeah.
That's wrong. So we need scriptural knowledge. Then that's okay.
One more question is, it's not related to Gita directly. Once you told that there are many Brahmas, many Shivas.
Yeah.
How many Vishnus are there?
Vishnu is Vishnu are also many. But Krishna is one.
Krishna is one.
Avatar of Vishnu.
Yeah, but there's a difference between many Vishnus and many Shiva and many Brahma. Vishnu, generally people think Krishna is avatar of Vishnu, but it's not like that. Vishnu is coming from Krishna. That's Gita. But in television you might have seen serials, it's not like that. It's wrong understanding. From Krishna many Vishnus are coming. Many Brahmas, many Shivas. Krishna is one. So, but there's a difference. When you have many Brahmas, those Brahmas are different living entities. Just like suppose in this universe we have a Brahma, Mr. X. Example I'm giving. In another universe we have Brahma, Mr. Y. You understand him? Some other universe, Mr. Z. Like Shiva also, in this universe you have Shiva, Mr. X, another Mr. Y. So they are different persons. But so many Vishnus, they are not different persons. Vishnus are all reflection of Krishna. You understand? Just like you have suppose you have a sun, and sun is reflected into, if you put, sun is reflected into ocean, into lake, into a bucket of water, all are reflection of sun. So Vishnus are reflection of Krishna. But Brahma and Shiva, they are all different living entities, different people.
Then in Krishna again, while worshipping Krishna, some places there is only Lord Krishna, and somewhere there is a Krishna and Radha. So why that Radha part is coming?
Anybody knows?
What is the necessity of that?
Yeah, good question.
Or how many Radhas are there?
Radha is one. Krishna is one, Radha is one. So why Radha is there? Anybody knows why Radha?
She was a devotee of Krishna.
She is a topmost devotee of God. So we don't worship God alone. Because if we try to approach Krishna alone without help of his devotee, we cannot do anything. That's the idea. So Krishna mercifully keeps Radha with him, so that people, Radha is embodiment of mercy of Krishna. She is not female. She is not female like us. Like
Krishna.
She is Krishna's mercy. If you take all mercy from Krishna, make a form, that is Radha. So that is why we worship Radha Krishna. Because whenever we go to Krishna, you know what, Krishna is God. So Krishna will say, okay, what sins you have done? I am God, no? I am judge. And if he counts your sins, go back. So Radha is standing. So Radha says, no, forgive me. No problem. We forgive you. Radha is mercy, no? Forgive me, please accept him. So by the what do you say? Petition or what? By the petition of Radha, Krishna bless. Otherwise there is no chance. That is a Sita Ram. Always female counterpart is there. So that is energy of God, mercy of God. So it helps us to approach Krishna easily. That is why we chant Hare Krishna, Hare means Radha.
You told the greatest devotee is Radha. Then who is Narad?
Who is Narad?
Narad.
Narad also devotee of Krishna, but he is not greatest.
Greatest.
Shiva is also devotee, but they are not greatest. Greatest is Radha. Nobody can compare to Radha. Because Radha is Krishna himself. Krishna expanded himself into Radha. No? Okay, any other question? Otherwise, we are done with this.
Hello.
So, no confusions, huh? No confusion?
We had heard when we were young that, I don't know, TV or parents,
Mostly
that,
TV.
yeah, probably mostly TV, that God will, rebirth of Krishna. Krishna will come, like Krishna was born in the real world. That is why
No, Krishna is not born, because it is said in scriptures, Krishna appeared. If you read Krishna
Yes,
Lila,
he
he appeared.
Okay, he appeared, but his presence was there in the real world.
Yeah.
So does it say anywhere that it will be done, like he will appear again sometime?
Yes, he will appear as 𝗙𝗪𝗶𝗹𝗪. It is said in scriptures, after 4,032,000 years, he will come along.
From now?
Yeah. From now 4,032,000 minus 5,000. 5,000 years are gone of this age. So it is how many years? 2 and 3. 4,027,000 years from now, Krishna will come along. 4 million. That's a big thing. No? But it's said, everything is, plan is already made. We have to understand that plan. That's all. It's already chalked out. But why to wait of his coming? Finish your business, go back to him. Just finish your business. Prabhupada said, finish your business, go back to him. You don't want to come back again in that way. No. It's a problem, no? Struggle with this, that. In Krishna's planet, when you go back to him, every day is a festival. Every word is a song. Every step is a dance. That's You'll enjoy with God. You'll enjoy beyond your dreams. That is spiritual devotion.
But since we do not have any form,
we don't have any form.
like the spirit does not have any form.
Who said spirit has form?
Enam chintanti shastani enam dati pavaka.
Yeah, but that is, soul cannot be cut and burned.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it has a form. It's Gita says soul cannot be cut, it cannot be burned, it cannot be made wet. Enam chintanti shastani enam dati pavaka enam 𝗙𝗲𝗹𝗹𝗀𝗧𝗧. But it is having form. Spiritual form. They are spiritual form. The two hands, two legs, same. The spiritual form. That is 9th chapter Krishna is explaining. 9th and 15th chapter. They have form. What is formless? Formless has no meaning, no? There can be nothing formless. What do you mean by formless? So, if you get liberated from this body, you become formless. This statement has no meaning. Formless means you destroy your existence, no? Where you are, right? What is it? It is illogical. Everybody has a form. God has a form. We go back to Him, we enjoy it. We serve. Otherwise it's illogical. Is it clear? There is no logic to formless. Okay, so thank you very much for giving your time.
Thank you.
It's a big lecture. It's a big lecture, 1.5 hours. So now you can have some feast for everybody.
Yes.
Okay, so we can just 5 minutes we can do some kirtan and then we can have all of this. Okay. But before that, I just want to tell you something. I have some books with me, and if you want, you can take these books. This is, you can take Gita if you have.